And hi everybody, this is Francisco Contreras, and I live here in the United States of America, in the city of Riverside. Anyways, so I was thinking about some paint for very wet surfaces. And my spelling is horrible. There it is. Okay. So I don't really know if there's anything like this out there. Okay. So the first thing I can think of is human teeth, which is I think it's called enamel of teeth. And we can go to some images, and then we can go to enamel paint or paints. Rust-Oleum, and then oh yeah, and then we can go to fish in salt water with exposure to teeth. So okay, so there you guys have it. So there is some fish that have teeth in very salty water. And this is actually a good thing if you guys really pay attention to this stuff, because a lot of the metals and materials that we use will either corrode or like just go bad. So it's kind of interesting to look into like the bone marrow. And anyway, I was just thinking that it could really be used. It could be blended and used in paint. I don't know if it will work, but I'm thinking for like boats. And and other stuff like around, like the beach areas, like piers and docks, railings, housing stuff, homes, just about everything, to prevent rust, and also to prevent like the the water from like going into boats and other like wood, other materials. Um, so I think that's where they got the name, like enamel paints. I don't know if it's made out of or composed out of bone, um, but I'm assuming it might be. But if it isn't, I would look into this because there's even like like exoskeleton shells. Oh, like seashells, crab exoskeletons, and possibly even like snails and anything that might be on the bottom of the ocean floor, and even living fish. If the salt is not deteriorating and like breaking down the enamel, you know, of their teeth, but it's fucking up our inventions like rusted boats, for instance. It's fucking up our shit. Um, water is getting into or has exposure to the metal surfaces, and therefore it produces rust. So I was kind of thinking, if we have um, something that's like even within us, inside of us, we all have bones, and they're exposed to moisture our whole lives. Besides our fingernails, but I mean, they kind of are because from the bottom up, from the inside up, there's some type of moisture there. Um, and I don't know. I'm assuming that they say that Jello is made up made up of bone marrow. Okay, and we could read that. Oh, it says no. Jelly is not made from bone marrow, but it is made from gelatin, which is derived from animal parts like bone, skin, and cartilage. But still, bones. And that's what I was getting. That's what I was trying to look for. Um, just the bones part of it. Um, pretty much catches my attention in the manufacturing of long-lasting, durable paint that won't possibly chip away or break away or allow like any type of like rust to develop. You know, unless there's a scratch on the paint job, then that's different. But I guess it could always be um repainted if there's a scratch. Wherever there's a scratch, it could just be cleaned and sprayed. So, anyways, yeah, I'm watching this heavy lifting the world's largest moving equipment, and you guys will see here that there's let me well, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's some rails there on I don't know if it's a shipping dock. It looks like a shipping dock. So I could look that up real quick. Shipping dock. Wait, shipping? Shipping. Yeah, like this. Shipping dock. Well, yeah. And I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll see some rust around here. Yeah, this metal. Some of this metal is rusted, and it looks like some of the paint is missing. The same is true with some of these containers. Oh, and not just that, but there's a bunch of companies who you know, slaughter animals for their meat, and they raise them. So all of this bone stuff and the teeth of these animals could be you know, either sold to a company, or they could be donated to a company, so it could be grinded down to a fine powder, very, very fine powder, which then will be used to add into existing paint. And I'm assuming that it will actually prolong the longevity of a paint job. But I could be wrong. I'm not 100% certain that this will work. I'm just pretty much going off of you know, the fact that saltwater fish have teeth just like us. Just like us humans, or dogs and cats. You know. And they're not fucking rusted. You know, they can get dirty and shit like that, but they're not you know, falling off. They're not, they're not dissolving. You know, the the fish's teeth are not damaged in any way, and they are, in the ocean their whole lives. So I think that's also something to consider, and also the skeletons of sea shells and lobsters. So there's a ton of seashells, and then um, the the exoskeletons of the lobsters, and it looks like they have some snails. So if that stuff is collected and grinded down into a fine powder, it's my theory that it will help with all these problems of the rust, damaging stuff, especially like you know okay, so I wrote down rusted. I'm going to move that over here. I'm also going to type in, okay, because the other one was rusted boats. Now I want to do rusted like rails. And I think I spelled this correctly. Yeah, I did. So like this. Okay, this is a perfect example right here. There's a ton of examples of this. Okay, fencing, especially alongside the ocean. Um, there's a number of things. So, if we can make this work somehow, then we would be able to sell this, like natural, all natural, like enamel, like tooth enamel, bone enamel, or bone, whatever, from either, I don't know, humans is permitted, but certainly animals and fish, and like dead lobsters, the exoskeletons, and seashells. I don't really know, what else could be collected, but and I don't know if the tooth enamel is different from bone, like bone enamel or bone marrow. I don't know if it's um, built and structured differently, um, I would perform different tests. One with, all of them together. Maybe another one with just the teeth from animals and fish and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of animal farming um, for their meat. Okay, now I'm not trying to show like disgusting pictures of meat, okay, but there's animal um, farming for like, let's say, cows, for instance. So cows have um, the bone. I mean, the teeth. They're, as a matter of fact, their teeth are way bigger than our teeth. So, cow. Let me just type in teeth. So hmm. Yeah, I don't know if I'm not sure if hmm. I I'm not sure, but let me see. Animal farming, and then there's like alligators. Uh, okay, so there is some um alligator farms, um and they they basically use them for the meat extraction of their bodies, and possibly even to sell them. Okay, so there is um, the animal farming for alligators, and I mean, just look at this one right here: crocodile farm, Wikipedia, and there's a ton of them. Okay, and some of them, I guess some of them are friendly. Look at this. No, but some of them are nice. See, look at this instructor. It's like right next to one. But anyways, that's besides the story. Very relevant, I guess. Um. Anyways, so yeah. So alligator teeth. You know, if only the teeth is like structurally composed of like different I don't know, we can say molecules, as opposed to like the rest of the skeleton. Because I mean, I don't think a skeleton. Well, I mean, I'm not sure. Let me see. Hold on. Will bones? Yeah, decompose. Yeah, it says yes. Bones decompose, but the process can vary depending on the environment. Um, it says time. The time it takes for bones to decompose can range from 6 years to decades. See that? So that would be a good paint job for all of you. Environments. The local environment or micro context where the bones are decomposing can significantly affect the rate of decomposition. Soil type. The type of soil can impact how bones decompose. Fertile soil. Acids in fertile oil can dissolve the bones of mid to large sized mammals in about 20 years. Neutral pH, soil or sand. Bones can remain intact in neutral pH soil or sand for hundreds of years. So if you people are referring to concrete pillars for like decks, ocean decks, or like piers, then this is something for you people to consider. Even for the concretes, to protect the concretes. So right away I could already see some rust on this paint. Decks and piers. So I don't really see. I mean, am I spelling this correctly? Am I spelling it incorrectly? Fishing pier at the ocean. Yeah, like this. So, so the paint job, most likely will stick and bond to to the deck surfaces, the pillars, because right here it says neutral pH soil or sand. Bones can remain intact in neutral pH soil or sand for hundreds of years, but if it's acidic, 20 years. It says in about 20 years. You see that? So even if it's dropped down to 10 years, it's still pretty good. It says dry, salty, anoxic, or mildly alkaline soil. Bones may fossilite in these types of soil, converting into minerals that can last indefinitely. Dry, salty, anoxic, or mildly alkaline soil. Bones may fossilize in these types of soil, converting into minerals that can last indefinitely. Says bones composition. Bones are made up of collagen fibers and calcium phosphates. Collagen protein degrades first, which can cause the bones to crack and flake. So, I don't know if that's going to affect the paint. Other factors: freezing and thawing, moisture, carnivores, and erosion can also break down bones. Moisture. I don't get it. Carnivores and erosion can also break down bones. Okay, so going back to the Jello. So right here it says bones are made up of collagen fibers and calcium phosphates. So going back to the Jello. Gelatin. The primary ingredient in Jello is gelatin. Yeah, gelatin. So, rusted. Collagen fibers and calcium phosphates. The primary ingredient in Jello is gelatin, gelatin, which is made from collagen. Okay, isn't that a word we just read over here? Yeah. Collagen fibers and calcium phosphates. Okay. A protein found in animal bones, skin, and connective tissues. So, you know, right now, there's factory lines for this. Jello production lines. So a lot of this stuff is like on a huge commercial scale. Whether it's I'm pretty sure it's some type of organization, but these guys are not playing around when it comes to producing this stuff. So okay, so we can just say in other words that we have the bone marrow, the teeth, and all that. Now it'll just be a matter of mixing this stuff with the paint. And I'm assuming that it will just protect the paint much longer, especially if it's grinded down, to a very fine powder, kind of like Portland cement. Because I messed around with cement quite a bit, so Portland cement, and then this look at the classification grade number. So Portland cement grades are typically classified as 33, 43, or 53, with each grade representing a different compressive strength. Grade 33. This grade is commonly used for general construction work and plastering. It's suitable for projects where high strength is not critical. Grade 43. This grade is commonly used for construction projects that require moderate to high strength, such as plastering or plain concretes. It's also used to make precast items like tiles, blocks, and pipes. Grade 53. This grade is suitable for construction projects that require high strength, such as dams, high rising buildings, and heavy duty industrial structures. It's more durable and long lasting than the other grades. The grade of cement indicates the compressive strength that achieves after 28 days of curing. Measured in megapascals, MPa, the strength development of a cement is also determined by its grinding fineness and composition. So anyways, so taking that into consideration, I'm assuming that the finer this bone can be grinded, and tooth enamel or whatever can be grinded, the better it will mix with the paint. Therefore, it will be evenly distributed and mixed with the paint. So if you take a layer and you take a microscope, like a microscope to it, you people will see a lot of the bone, like marrow, little, powder, obviously lathered and like completely surrounded by paint. And then so you guys will see that it will be on the front, in the very middle, and towards the back. So it will be towards what's exposed, what's in the middle, and then what's in the back. So those are extra, like Um, in its own way, it will be like its own little unique layers of a protectant before um, any salt water or um, any acids or whatever, you know, before they can get into the paint and onto, you know, iron, metal. I'm assuming. So if it works, um, that would mean that a lot of these projects that people work on will actually um, last a lot longer. Um, so, you know, this theory of mine would just have to be put to the test. And, yeah, um, I mean, even these pillars right here, they could have the paint um, before the installation of them, um, or possibly even after. Um, but other than that, um, you know, I could be in the wrong. Maybe it won't work, but there's that percentage that that I could be right, because I mean I read the stuff to you guys, and I mean people have been battling rust for a very long time. Whoa, I accidentally clicked on that. So you know, it's possible that these paints, existing paints, already have this logic, um, like implemented into their paints. But if not, this is worth experimenting with, in my eyes, because like right here, the only reason this thing got rusted is because it's a car. It's obviously a car seat. This over here is floor the floor mats, um, and this is the the track for the seat to be adjusted to go back and forwards. Um, and it looks like the driver, the passenger, spilt some water, or a lot of water, over time. That, or they live in a very humid environment. But either way, if the paint was added in this case, um, would it be looking like this? You know, yes or no? And so that was a question. And, you know, just from my own perspective, from my own outlook, I'm thinking and guessing that the paint with the bone marrow, bone enamel, or whatever, will protect our inventions for well, like I said right there, let's say the soil is acidic. No, wait. No, wait, no, this one. Time. The time it takes for bones to decompose decompose can range from 6 years to decades. So let's just give it the minimum amount of years. So 6 years. I mean, does or will 6 years, beat other competitors? And if it does, then this logic will be able to be further perfected by all sorts of competitor companies, existing companies. And I would like to think that I'm in the business in helping existing businesses to better themselves and to provide a better product to their customers, the whole 9 yards. So and I'll be surprised and astonished if this paint will exceed the decades parts. If it will surpass the 6 years. Because if it does, then we're talking in saving the whole world, billions and trillions of dollars, instead of someone replacing a part because it got rusted. Now they'll just leave it as it is. And that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. And this video is all in theory. I'm just what's the word? Let me try. Let me check. Hold on. Science fair project. Science fair. Not far. Science fair project. Let me just look for a template. Okay, so there's a project title, the abstract, background, research. So you guys already seen that I did a little bit of background research right now with the internet. The conclusion, I already gave you guys my conclusions. Future directions, well, I already mentioned that existing competitors, could perfect their products for their customers and stuff like that. Um, Materials, procedure, results. So, oh yeah, it's a hypothesis. So my hypothesis is all of this. Now I could be wrong, um, and if I am wrong, then there has to be an answer why. And I don't know the answer why, because I don't have the money and or the means to to be experimenting with all this, and to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on a host no, not host, hoax 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 hoax. Okay, is the definition of hoax is numerous and or malicious deception. They recognize the plan as a hoax. Deceive with a hoax. Okay, so you know, I'm not saying that that this is a hoax. Yeah, I was never saying that or implying that, was I? But anyway, oh yeah, I don't have the money or the means to just to experiment, um, and then if it comes to nothing, if it doesn't work or whatever, in my testing, you know, I would have to, I would have to be ready, and I would have to like be prepared for failure. So since I don't have the money or the means, that's why I am verbally sharing my thoughts with everyone as if I had the money and the means, even though I don't. That way, you people out there, you professionals could look into this and experiment with this logic, and maybe bones themselves, maybe they won't be as effective, let's say, as the teeth, or maybe it's the same shit. I really don't know. But if it's stronger, if the teeth are stronger and they'll actually last longer to decompose, then I would do my best to get my hands on animal teeth, so as to grind it up and mix it with the paint, and then there's also the other thing with the mixing ratios. But I'm thinking, just dump in as much bone marrow into like a 5-gallon container of paint until it kind of mixes kind of dry, and then just add more of the same colored paint until it's kind of liquidy and runny like normal paints, and then go to town, paint it. Um, Now, if you guys want to take an extra, to an extra layer of protection, if you guys want to add an extra layer of protection, um, I would probably consider adding some type of clear coat or epoxy or something. I'm not really sure. Um, but you know, according to these images I was looking at, um, rust rust can really do some damage. Look at this at the very bottom of a vehicle. It looks very rusty, very rusted down there. This fence post as well. It looks very, very rusted. So, so it would have to be tested, and for whatever reason, the bone marrow paint lasts longer than regular paint, then that will be also a clear indication to go with the bone marrow approach, as opposed to like just regular normal paint. And I know there's a lot of paint out there. I was just looking it up online, and I mean, I've seen some online that cost like $250 for 1 gallon. So 1 gallon of paint for like $100, $300. So, um, so I don't really know. I don't really know where to begin, where to start. But these are just my thoughts, and I felt like sharing them because of this stuff. It's a huge problem. It's a huge problem everywhere. Especially people's fences. You know, you know, before you people want the rust to destroy your guys' fences, you guys want to protect your iron fences, right? So that's when this paint will do you guys a lot of justice. And just like everything else, you get what you pay for, and at the end of let's say it will last for 6 years. Even those 6 years, um, it will probably save you people money. And if you guys stretch it out, the cost of the paints over 6 years of 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 its lifetime, if it only lasts 6 years. But if it lasts decades, then then it will definitely be worth it to to invest in this type of um, bone marrow or tooth enamel paint, whichever works best. And that's what I would really go for, something that would last the longest. Um, and again, I'm I'm assuming that it will work because it's just like us. We have teeth. As humans, we have teeth, and they're constantly exposed to water, saliva in our mouth, and they're perfectly fine. So, if you guys add a layer to your paint, um, to obviously a mixture in the paints to protect your guys's iron, the iron pillars or your fence posts or whatever, your vehicles or whatever. Um, water's not damaging our teeth, and or salt water, the fish's teeth. Then it can be used um, on both environments. It could be used on freshwater and salty water. And I'm talking about submerged, fully submerged in water. So like submarines, boats, like I said, the pillars of the piers and stuff like that, and decks. Um, yeah. So anyway, I'm going to end this video. So you guys be the judges. You guys experiment because I don't have the time or the money to. Um, or like I don't have a team to experiment with these different ideas. So I'm just going to leave it at that and end this video. So anyways, thank you all for watching and have a great day. Oh, and have fun experimenting. If you guys do end up experimenting with these ideas.